Welcome to 30-Minute Reviews. I am Adam. So, there's a lot of ways to approach this subject because of how wide-reaching an impact that he had as an actor. I've seen people discussing it through the lens of, a lot of it through the lens of what he accomplished as T'Challa in Civil War, Infinity War, Black Panther, and things like that, and the other Marvel properties. But beyond that, he was, he acted in other things too. And a lot of people talk about his performance in, in 42, the biopic about Jackie Robinson, or in Marshall, the biopic about Thurgood Marshall. And I think that just goes to speak to how the caliber of actor that he was, where we can sit here and we can say, like, look at all of these icons that he played through his life. And then on top of it, as icing on the cake, he also got to play probably the most recognizable black superhero of the modern era. I'm talking about the late Chadwick Boseman. You ever look on social media and just see everyone kind of like subtweeting the same thing, and there's no context for it because everyone is kind of has the same information as everyone else. But if you come into it late, you're going to miss out on the initial context, so you don't know what's going on. That's kind of what I walked into after I got home from work the other day. And I saw, C. Robert Cargill talking about, is it a wine or a whiskey night? It seems like it's going to be whiskey. And then a lot of people talking about how just devastating of a loss this is. I follow a lot of people who talk about comics, and then I saw Marvel, I saw DC say our condolences, and then I was like, oh, I guess someone died. And then I saw the tweet from his Twitter account saying he died, and I was like, oh my god. I thought it was a joke at first. It really shows his strength that he managed to do all that he did while battling severe late-stage colon cancer. And the more we find out over the coming days, and as it's gone on, about how he thought he was going to get better, but he just he didn't. He thought he was going to be able to get back in shape to resume production on Black Panther 2 in March, and that obviously won't come to pass. I'm not going to discuss what they're going to do for Black Panther 2, and this isn't going to be one of those things where it's like, out of respect for the family, I'm not going to discuss it for a few days, like a certain someone did earlier this week. We're going to remain nameless, and she has her own issues going on right now. But that's not what I'm going to discuss, because it's his legacy is more than how are we going to replace him. And if your first question is how are we going to replace him, and what are the next steps we're going to take to replace him, it means you don't care about the man himself. It means you care more about the brand. And I think that at the end of the day, there are people who are going to have to make decisions way above, even my pay grade on how to handle this, and I don't think me speculating on it is going to impact it one way or the other. So I'm not going to say my thoughts on how they should proceed, because quite honestly, it has no place in the discussion. What I am going to say is I did watch the movie Get On Up, which is the biopic he did about James Brown. And I think that if we're going to introduce someone to Chadwick Boseman as an actor, odds are their introduction is going to be through Black Panther, or through Civil War, or through Infinity War, or through one of the Marvel movies. Because it's a very kid-friendly kind of introduction into, him doing that. But if you really want to show his range, go for go for, I would say, Get On Up. It's such a good movie. He does such a great job playing the actor, and he does a great job doing his voice. It's a very physical role in terms of just like him having to do the dancing, and also he was doing his own singing in it. And it's one of those movies that I'm surprised he didn't get an Oscar nomination for. And the fact that he didn't is very disappointing. This year at the Academy Awards, I feel he is going to get nominated and win Best Supporting Actor for the Spike Lee movie he was in earlier this year, The Five Bloods. And I feel like it's going to be one of those things where it's like, we missed out on honoring him up until this point. We made that mistake. And we are not going to, take the final opportunity to honor him. And we're not going to miss that now. And I feel like it's the right thing to do. Because not just that, but every other role he's done, and he's done a lot beyond just Black Panther, which a lot of people know. But if you're going to honor him, I know honoring him with Black Panther is the thing that a lot of people are doing. But I would go beyond that. I would go deeper into his filmography and see what you can find and what kind of role you want to see him in. There's a lot of options. And he's just a fantastic actor. He was a fantastic actor. So if you have not watched Get On Up, you can check that out. That's available on HBO Max. That's where I watched it. I seem to recall they made it free. I could be wrong, but it's definitely worth watching. It's such a powerhouse performance by him that people don't really talk about. So he will be missed, and we'll be back with more episodes later this week, I guess. Until then, have a good rest of your week.